it is definitely necessary that we reach out to Nigeria. It's not time for us to expect what the government or the Nigerian populace can do, but what we can do to affect our country in the spirit of celebrating Nigeria's independence. You're welcome once again to the morning show. I told you we had a lot of very beautiful segments on the show. It is a special edition celebrating Nigeria. Well, I'm going to be talking to a very interesting guest. I've been with him for some time now, and I've had a reason to actually see something positive in celebrating Nigeria. But before I do that, I want to give us a theme for the day, which I didn't do earlier on. It is the theme for the day, Monday, October 1, 2012, for the morning show and for you to think on, says, celebrate possibilities as you look and see that the land is indeed green for Nigeria. Choose to celebrate Nigeria. It's a choice, all right? And we'll talk briefly about this theme, but I want to introduce my guest in the studio with us this morning. He's going to be looking at a lot of issues about celebrating Nigeria. And then his name is Mr. Dayo Odunawa. Adenowa, yes, Adenowa. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Yes, he's an infotech expert, and believe me, you're going to be getting a lot of reasons to celebrate possibilities in Nigeria. All right, talking about the land is green, and for us to choose to celebrate Nigeria, what do you think? Is it really necessary?
You know, the land is green. It is green. You know, there's a lot to celebrate in Nigeria. If you have to compare Nigeria with other West African countries, you will find out that we have a lot. Others West African countries entirely depend on Nigeria, and a lot of the economy dependent on what happens in Nigeria.
Is that why we're called giants of Africa?
Well, one of the reasons. We are giants in terms of population.
Okay.
No country can take the population of Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria is about probably 50 times of Ghana in size, in landmass, and in number of people.
Especially with the fact that they're diversified, cultures
and stuff. And Nigeria is, if you look at the economy of Nigeria, it's like a country where everything is available. All the minerals, resources in the whole world is in Nigeria.
Wow.
You know, it's one country that is really, really in the heart of God when God created it.
Okay.
And so that Nigeria, apart from the greenery of the environment, even in knowledge, you can't compare Nigerian intelligence with other nationals of West Africa or Africa.
When given the right environment.
Yes, when given the right environment too. And you look at it, outside Nigeria, if you look at the New York transport system, it's run by a Nigerian.
Wow.
If you look at NASA, there's a lot of Nigerians in there.
Wow.
You know, I just had a beautiful meeting with some partners who are Nigerians who came down. Our aim is to transform the civil service of Nigeria. And they are Nigerians, they are based in America. We came in and we work with a lot of defense organizations in Nigeria, and they were amazed.
Wow.
Look, you mean these are done by Nigeria? Yes. There are a lot of things good about Nigeria if given the right environment. So if we can manage, mismanagement is a problem of the country, it's a challenge the country is facing right now. If all these things are worked out, Nigeria will be a better place than any part of the world. I
told you that at the end of this talk, this discussion, you have a reason definitely to celebrate possibilities in the country, talking with Mr. Dayo Adenowa. Yes, he's an infotech expert, so we're going to go straight to the business of the day and the major reason why he's with us this morning. We're going to be looking at celebrating Nigeria's possibilities, but in the communications and technology sector. Yes. Okay. So let's start with the fact that Nigeria is 52 years. How has Nigeria fared so far in the communications and technology sector?
Well, in the communication and technology sector, we have had issues, you know. But by and large, it's still the fastest growing.
Of course, yes.
In any part of the world.
Okay.
Our telecommunication is the fastest growing in terms of numbers, in terms of patronage, in terms of resource development, rollouts. We are topping the league in Africa and in other part of the world. That's why all the giants in the world want to come to Nigeria. But you see, we are into something new, and probably what the government missed out was that there have some grand force on the ground, set up the infrastructures, and people working.
To take the pressure.
But we jump into it, we went into it, but at the same time, we have grown in numbers, in population of number of users all over the world. You know, MTN celebrated 10 years
recently,
and have a lot of people in their network, 50 million, and that's a huge number. Imagine 50 million at 100 naira a day. It's about 1.5 billion. Every day of you're clocking that amount.
That's averagely 100 naira a day.
A day. So you can see the numbers are clicking. You can see that. And we have moved from 1 to probably about 15 telecom companies with the infrastructures in Nigeria. There have been mergers, there have been consolidation, and there have been buyovers and all. But all is to improve. Now, there are a lot of promo going on, and these are the sign of good things that are happening. If you look at it, buy 100 naira credit and get 500 naira, buy 200 and get 1,000. Yes. So it's all to tell you the direction of the people. I mean, they are doing well. That's why they could do so much. But when you look at the network infrastructure, it's not being developed as quickly as people make money. So those who are in commercial part of the telecom business are really opening up doors of opportunities. But the network, because it's a lot capital intensive, we have issues with our community. Look at what Boko Haram just done. It blew up several of these places just because they want to hinder communication about their activities or limit the information flow of what they want to do in that area. It's a setback, huge setback. But the bottom line is that Nigeria is a place to invest.
Of course. All right.
Every investor is enjoying Nigeria.
Of course, lots of them are coming from every country. Since we're looking at how the technology has affected Nigeria so far, I want to quickly go in the direction of security. Recently, we know that the SSS site was hacked, and a lot of the SSS, security operatives, their names and their pictures, everything was downloaded on the night by terrorists or Islamist group. Lots of people claim responsibility for that. Don't you think it's a serious breach? Because I know China is celebrating also their independence. They've already started the one-week celebrations over there. And I know they spend trillions of dollars in the cyber world against crime and those activities. So what's the contrast? How did that occur in the first place? And then recently too, the Defense Headquarters website was also hacked. That's in the cyber world. What is the reason for those issues in the technology sector?
Very simple. There are some things I can't say publicly.
Of course,
but,
sure.
Because I have this information.
Okay.
But I can tell you, the setting up of those security infrastructure in Nigeria is given to foreigners.
Okay.
It's been run probably from Israel. And you find out that when the satellite hub is connecting to point of presence somewhere in Israel, or the hub is in Israel, or is in Europe. So information from Nigeria goes all around the world, and people can easily hack into them.
Okay.
2, the idea of using wireless infrastructure in a place where security of information is prime is wrong. And if you find out in most of these establishments, that is what they do. They don't have strong technological background, and when they want to get into it, they get foreign companies to come and do it for them. What you have done is that you have opened yourself to the outside world. So they were supposed to train it wasn't a surprise to me that it happened.
Okay.
Because it is easy that it could happen. Okay. Because the way they are structured, the platform they run upon, the people that supply them, the people that manages them, all the system as foreign dependent. Okay. When you are running a security system by foreign dependent, this is what you get. You can't get this in America. You can't get it in Germany. You can't get it in UK. You can't get it in...
Even in China, that is reference.
No, China will never. Of course, they know them. They're very secretive.
Yes.
Too. You cannot even get near their government agencies, talk less of getting a foreigner to work for them.
Yes. We train their own indigenes.
In Turkey, you can't get it because everything is local. Even their telecom is local.
Wow.
You can't see any foreign telecom company there. In India, they develop their own technology.
Wow.
No, that's why you don't see MTN in India.
Okay.
You don't see Etisalat. You don't see, because everybody knows what is important. So it is now we have to go backward and look. We have to develop our own indigenous telecom
from the grassroots
to manage, not Glo.
Okay.
For instance, Glo is owned by an indigenous company, but populated by foreigners.
Oh, okay.
So it's a foreign technology. We can buy the machine, you can buy the equipment, but we do everything ourselves. Okay. MTN Nitel is supposed to be a local content thing for us. So if everybody had built the structure around Nitel without allowing it to fold up, we wouldn't have suffered this kind of thing.
Okay.
You can imagine that even the old presidency is manned by them. Most of the infrastructures are there, are installed by them. So they could plant any kind of things there. They could do any kind they need information for able to be able to deal with the government. With our government, they need information, and they can get it through this method. They could set up countermeasures to get what they want, and then use it to negotiate with us. This is what we get. China is celebrating, but you can't see that problem there. The cybercrime is there, but there are ways to avoid it, to cut the exposure. But we are unduly exposed. The building that is built are built by foreigners. So a lot of devices could have been there.
To tap into
all kinds. So there are too many things that even let's say we are fortunate that it has not happened earlier. But that should tell you that the judges decided to disclose what they have disclosed. Okay. It means that it might not even be a hacking from the outside.
Can even be
it might even be information flow. And, you know, I can even be among the people that are there. I say, okay, don't worry, how much does it cost? Because our measure of success is different. So they have to look both inward and outward and check that security system. Okay. First is that we have to stop using foreigners in our security system. We have to stop. Okay. There are too many good Nigerians outside. Get them back home, give them the right salary, put them in the right environment. They will do well. They are protecting foreign in other countries. Why can't they come back home?
Exactly.
So this is the problem. You've suffered this. But if somebody who's an SSS guy rose through the rank in Nigeria, the issue, people know that you can sort this thing by bringing qualified Nigerians from outside and bring them in and put them there. Okay. And then all these things will never happen again.
Okay, let's look at reforms now. What do you think has been done so far in the technology sector by the government, to this time?
Our technology advancement should be guided by policies.
Policies, okay.
And what the newly formed Ministry of Communication is doing is to go back to that status quo. See, the software industry is huge. Nigeria can make not less than $150 million annual on this software.
Just the software?
Software alone.
Wow.
But it's untapped. See, what are the policy guidance? What are the laws that are supposed to guide or protect Nigerians against piracy, against infringement or rights? So what they are doing right now is that to force less reform by putting policies in that way. So through NIDA, they have been able to set up such and reach out to companies that are into it. Either you are a local developer, you are a foreign developer, or you are a partner with somebody. Let's know who you are, what you do. What things do you develop? Which industry do you develop for? We put it all together and they write a policy. Okay. And it goes into an act and it's signed off. Then that becomes the direction. Everybody goes. So they are reforming the industry in every area of the industry where they identify gaps in information flow, in what they are doing in Europe and we are not doing in Nigeria. If we're able to put policy-driven things there, then there will be standardization. Okay. So that government will not work for company A this way and work for company B this way, or company C this way. Everybody will be guided by the same rule and regulation. So this is the first foundation. Okay. Now, that is when a reform can actually be a reform, because everybody will think the same way. So if you are bringing your products and competing with Microsoft will have their own, you have your own, you are guided by the same rule. It's not that, oh, because we're Nigerian, let's use this. No. You have some level of beta testing you must pass through. Okay. There's some level of competencies you must have. There's some level of things you expect the solution to perform, and you'll be tested. When I pass through that, then you can say, Microsoft costs 5 naira. Okay, I'm selling my own at 2 naira, 50 kobo. The same standard. But
don't you think as a Nigerian, some concession should be given to the Nigerian that is running his own after being tested and trusted in Nigeria, don't you think?
No, the concession should not be in terms of favoritism. No, okay. It should be in terms of competency
and professionalism.
So if I have a solution that better than Microsoft, then let's use it. Okay. But not because it's a Nigerian product and it doesn't have the value of Microsoft. You're not forced to use it.
Okay.
In no distant time, everybody will migrate away from it. Then they can't trust you anymore. That company becomes moribund. Okay. But if there has to be a competition, let it be a level playing field. You come with a solution. Because it's localized, it will be cheaper.
Sure.
But it will do the same as any other one.
But talking about being cheaper, you know Microsoft is a global company right now, and the larger the scale of production, the cheaper they should go. So if the company in Nigeria is not as strong as Microsoft business-wise, it might be more expensive. Don't you think if they're better than Microsoft, they should still be given the concession to run in Nigeria, even if they are more expensive?
See,
before they grow,
Yes, if Microsoft is not cheap either, and the competencies has grown over the years. If you have a product that can compete with it locally here,
people will go for it.
People will move in there. Then, as you get more customers, more acceptance, then your price begin to go down. But if, because you had come, they sell Microsoft for $5, for instance, you come around and say yours is $15 because it's localized. When you start earning $15, you are not even going to bother yourself anymore because everybody using because it is.
So can government not step in there to, subsidize for the indigent who is a Nigerian?
All the government needed to do is to create an enable environment.
That's all.
The infrastructure to be there, the power to be there. When the power is there, prices will crash. But when you imagine if you are running your center, I run my center, a data storage center, spending about $7 million on diesel per year. And that is a huge cost, my operating cost.
Okay.
So if I have the same place and power is regular,
then your price will go down.
My price will already crash
Definitely.
by 70%.
Wow.
Because I know how much it costs me to produce. And that affects it's a huge overhead I carry.
And your output.
And output.
Okay.
I'm not talking of buying diesel, but about the maintenance, about the replacement part, about the cost of support.
Expansion.
These are parts of this. And I now have to have alternative backup, which is another cost to it. So maybe at the end of the day, I run about 25 million a year to run a center where I should have spent 1 million.
Okay, because of time, let's quickly look at the awareness level among Nigerians and then what solutions you can, prefer in this sector, especially for making the sector viable. The awareness level and what solutions we can prefer.
We all know that telecom has got to stay.
Sure. What
is missing are the layers or opportunities that is yet to be tapped. Having an internet connectivity. I look at a young, sharp Nigerians, a Nigerian guy who left school, I read it in the news last week, who left school and set up Wi-Fi, hotspots all over Ikeja, and collects almost next to nothing to it, and is already, in 3 years, already a billion naira company.
Wow, okay.
Now, that is a layer. The guy just found, okay, why are people buying internet modems? Why can't he just get to everywhere and browse?
The Wi-Fi connection.
A Wi-Fi connection, and pay me 100 naira per month. And I put the infrastructure there. So
that's the solution.
That's the solution. So all people need to do is, what do they know? What other areas can they? The blogging side, what have you done? The wiki side, what have they done? Many have not done next to nothing on this area. The cloud technology on internet, what can they do there? How can you run a solution? Google puts Words, Excel, and all this stuff you can buy on the go and use it anywhere. So first is that the awareness is that you should also know there are a lot of opportunities, thousands on top of this ICT infrastructure, on tap right now.
Okay.
And what Nigeria need to do is not to be looking around for jobs, is to think what they can do. When you meet the need for people, then you sit on a lot of money. But people are not doing that right now. So when they are aware, or made to be, or rather, maybe the ICT industries should continually send people around, schools, universities.
Agents, to get people
aware of, look, not just only phone, because all what people are doing is just voice. There's a lot on data that people have not even gotten into. And all the areas, all you need is small infrastructure,
and
enablement, and you will move in. So it's still a virgin field that people are only talking about voice, and the people saying the voice are making money. Now data is taking a front lead now. So before it become pure water, you get into it. There are two untapped resources, over 80 or 100 of the untapped resources on this same platform. So people need to know. And when on a need to know basis, then you can see that it will grow. Nigeria will become a bigger market. We have not seen 1/3 of what we should be saying right now. But we are also saying that it's a giant of African ICT infrastructure and patronage. But we could be better if people know what to do.
All right.
We're better.
Thank you so much, sir. I've been talking to Mr. Dyer. He is an infotech expert, as you've seen so far on the show, Mr. Dyer Adenawa. Thank you so much once again for joining us. It's still the morning show, like I said, and it's a special edition celebrating possibilities in Nigeria. And we just finished looking at Nigeria's possibilities in the communication sector. There's a lot to be done. We've not tapped into the software market. We've not tapped into the data market. In fact, there's a lot to be done. Why look for jobs and why cry that the country is deteriorating when there are lots of opportunities, especially in the communications and technology sector? Go out there and celebrate the possibilities in that sector, and Nigeria will be better of it. Thank you so much for joining us.